Blessing to be on Lighter TV yet again. We are thankful to God for another opportunity. We are back in this great show today. I am going to share a great message with you, which I believe is going to transform our lives. We are going to share a message entitled Courage, the Password for Victory. No one can go anywhere without courage. But before we touch on that message, I want to ask you to do two things quickly. Invite your friends. Tell your friend that, as usual, Lighter TV is right here to bless us. And this is the Words of Wisdom program. And I am Apostle Michael Maliamungu. Let a friend join. Invite your friend to be part of the show. Call your husband, call your wife, call your neighbor. Tell them, hey, something nice is happening. And tell a workmate that Lighter TV is bringing something good for us. And secondly, quickly, TV. It's an error not to be a subscription member of Lighter TV because you will miss out so much. When you subscribe, you will really be notified of many great things and wonderful things happening in Lighter TV. Great news, great information, great updates. For those of you who are sports lovers, you will get the best of sports and many other updates from Lighter TV. But in this particular program, we share words of wisdom. We share words that can transform and touch lives and change humanity. Words that can provoke us to victory. Words that can give us a challenge to begin again. And maybe you feel you've fallen. Maybe you have reached a place where you feel tired. You feel exhausted. Your energy has dried up. Here in the Words of Wisdom, we get you back to life and back to strength and back to courage and back to your position so that you are able to achieve what you are meant to achieve. Today, we are going to be able to discuss this topic and this message, which I believe will greatly bless us and inspire us and put life in us. And today's message is entitled Courage, the Password for Victory. When we look at life in the grand picture, you will discover life is a fight. Life is not just a cheap thing you pick and carry away. You know, there is a sense in which life is a fight. Things don't just happen. Things are made to happen. And for those things to happen and be effective, somebody must be courageous. Now, we are going to look at this subject widely. And regardless of who you are, regardless of where you are and where you're joining from and which background you function in life, you will discover each and every one of us need courage. So what is courage? I will discuss this subject widely and explain it and define it in a sense in which everyone can be able to understand it. Courage is the conviction a person carries to stand up for what he or she believes. Courage is the voltage of energy you are allowed to run through your spirit and through your inner man to cause you to perform. Courage is the supply of energy which is embedded upon your belief system. You know, some people are drained in their belief system. Some people are drained in their inner man. Some people's convictions are lifeless. But courage is that conviction, that energy, that inner drive, that supply of inner strength that works on your belief system, your effort, your physical strength, your mind, your will, everything put together about the totality of who you are. Courage is that inner drive that tells you, I can do it. Now, most people lack courage. As you know that. Many of us lack courage for many things. Perhaps the reason why many people are behind is because courage is lacking greatly. A lot of people lack so much in courage. A lot of people lack so much in confidence. A lot of people lack so much in the inner energy that drives things. There must be an inner drive in every person. Now, I told you in the earlier shows that I am an advocate of everyone becoming what they were meant to become. I believe I am called to inspire people to believe in themselves and to believe in what God has called them to do. And each and everyone, I believe, has a contribution to offer to human society. But as you well know, each and every one of us have battles to fight. Each and everyone has limitations. Each and everyone will meet roadblocks on your way up. Each and everyone will meet things that will deplete your inner drive. You may say you believe, you may say you can, you may know there is something given to you to do, but you will check inside, you realize you are so depleted. Your conviction is flat, your energy level is drained, and your energy tank is empty, and the inner drive within you has been depleted, and you're looking around, you're like, how am I going to do these things? And what we are going to do today is to let you know that while we have assignments to do to cause us to reach to our destination, while we have things to do to bring the will of God to pass in us, while we have things to do to complete our assignment in our generation, while we have impact to make while we are still on the earth, all these things don't work out until our courage is alive, until our belief system is intact, until our inner drive is at the best of it, until our energy tank is full inside. And if that is not happening, we are not going to get to what we're supposed to do and become what we're supposed to become and touch our generation positively. So I'm going to quickly discuss with us some of the things I believe are very important for us to see through. How can we gain courage then? Because a lot of people really want to be courageous. And they are wondering, these people who are acting courage every day, are these people born in this world? Are these people of this world? Or they are from another place? Now, to be able to manifest courage, there are a number of things to go through, but I will just mention maybe 3 probably. Things that can engineer courage, things that can project courage, things that can inspire courage. And this is important for you to take note of because, as I said, I believe in everyone contributing something to human society. So what has been given to you, maybe the only thing it is waiting for is your courage. A lot has been given to you, a lot has been put upon your shoulders, a lot has been put in your generation, and you have been told by God, by life, by people, that the responsibility of this task rests on your shoulders. So the only thing you're waiting is courage. So how are we going to log into courage so that we get the password of victory? Now I'm going to give you just the 3 basic points and which I will explain very well by the grace of God. First of all, courage comes by hearing the instructions that must lead to it. Courage comes when we hear the right thing. Just like faith that comes by hearing, courage also comes, number 1, when we hear. You know, sometimes we reach a place when we are completely depleted. I hope you know places like that in life. And I believe you really know that. There are moments, I'm telling you, we are flat. You try to do everything, you are flat. You try to do exercise, your soul is flat. You try to pray, your spirit is flat. You try to do what you know you do best. Your inner man is flat. And you're like a flat tire. And you don't know how you can fill yourself up again. And a flat tire is a flat tire. It's not going to carry any load. And many people are really flat tires in life right now. You look a human being, but as far as courage is concerned, you're a flat tire. And I don't use that word in a sense of kind of mocking or insulting. It's just a real way of describing life in all honesty. That while some people are like a tire that is fully inflated with air and with gas and they can load tons on it and run effectively, the person of courage is like that. But a person whose courage is drained is just like a flat tire. You won't carry any load. Even the tiniest thing will be heavy for you to carry because your courage is depleted. So, how do you fill yourself up? Number 1, we must hear correctly. Hear the right instructions. When you continue to hear words of courage, teachings on courage, instructions on courage, and you continue to receive a charge on courage, like we're doing now, you begin to realize that something is happening to you. Whether those words come to you from God or they come to you from men, regardless of who is speaking to you, as long as the subject matter is courage. As those words begin to enter through your earwaves and your eardrums, and you will discover that something is happening to you. You are catching life. Some life is beginning to enter through your system. Your inner man is beginning to catch some signals of an energy that is awakening something. And you will notice as if life is entering through you. And one of the ways we gain courage is by hearing instructions on courage, teachings on courage, by letting our ears hear. Sometimes you may need to just, maybe possible, go on YouTube and just listen to teachings on courage. Find someone to talk to you about courage. Find verses in the Bible to read about courage. Listen to songs that can inspire your courage. Let something go to your ears. Let something enter through the gate of your ears and let them get into your inner man. You know, the soul is like a magnet. It catches energy. When you give it the wrong frequency, it will catch the wrong frequency. When you give it the right frequency, it will catch the soul picks signals. That is the way God designed the soul of a man. So if you feed your soul with the signals of fear and discouragement, and you feed your soul with the signals that are going to drain your energy, that's exactly what you're going to get, and that's exactly what you're going to become. But when you feed your inner man, your soul, with the signals that tap life, with the signals that radiate life, with the signals that transmit life, with the signals that are plugged into life. If those are the things you allow your inner man to be fed on, as you continue to listen to different things, you will realize that your courage gauge is growing. And if you were totally at zero, after hearing something, you will discover you're already somewhere. Even this message alone today, by the end of this message, you will discover, for those of you whose courage had been completely depleted to a point that you are afraid to do the things life gave you to do, the things that you have been called to do, you will realize that you're like, oh, looks like some energy is getting into me. Because what I am doing now is injecting life into your spirit. I am pumping life into your soul. I am injecting signals into your inner man. I am radiating something into your inner man through the gate of your ears. And as you listen to this, you realize that you're not the same man anymore. So courage requires that we hear the right things. And the opposite is true. If we hear the wrong things, our courage will go. Some people have simply lost their courage by hearing the wrong thing. Now, I'm going to read a few scriptures as usual. In Joshua chapter 1, in Joshua chapter 1, the Bible tells us of Joshua's life when he was being called. Moses had been the leader on the ground. And when you come to Joshua 1, Moses had just died and Joshua is being called into the leadership. And this was a heavy assignment for Joshua, because Moses had been a very great leader for a long time. For 40 years, he had been leading Israel. And it is a fearful thing to step into the shoes of a man who has been successful for 40 years. And when Joshua came in, obviously Joshua was afraid. But listen to the things God had to tell him. Actually, in 3 verses within the same chapter, God had to tell Joshua again and again, you have to be courageous. In Joshua 1:6, the Bible says, be strong and of a good courage. Then you come to verse 7, only be strong and very courageous. You come to verse 9, have I not commanded thee, be strong and of a good courage. In 3 verses, almost as if God is on a hurry to say the same point, emphasizing to Joshua, Joshua, you must be courageous. Joshua, you must be courageous. Joshua, you must be courageous. You must take courage. And God was feeding Joshua, and he wanted Joshua to hear the word again and again and again. So, that tells us even that it is not an error to listen to messages on courage again and again. Because without courage, we don't perform. Without courage, fear takes over. Without courage, we live a depleted life. Without courage, we cannot even dare what has been given to us. Without courage, we become victims of life, even when we are physically healthy and able-bodied. So, to be able to log courage into our own lives, please make sure you hear the right things. You may have to guide your ears. You may have to put some protective gears in your ears to make sure that you detect what goes in and what goes out, or what you allow in and what you don't allow. So one of the ways of gaining access to courage is by hearing correctly all day. The hearing aspect must be of the things that are good, things that are correct. So you can agree with me, some of you have destroyed your courage simply by hearing many things that are not correct. Number two, our courage is gained or attained by seeing things that inspire. Now, these are gates. The ear is a gate, the eye is a gate. In the first point, I talked about the gate of the ears, or the gate that works through hearing. Now, I'm telling you of another gate. We can gain access. We can download courage into our spirit. We can allow our spirit to catch signals of life by seeing what we know can add life. You see, when you see something, it doesn't leave you the same. What you're watching now, right now, both gates, the hearing and the sight part, is at work. Just by seeing what can inspire your courage, you will realize that you are not getting the same. Life is being emitted to you, signals that provoke you and inspire you to believe in attempting what has been given to you are communicated to you. Now, in the Bible, we are told of a story. I'm not going to read it into details, but I will tell you. In 1 Samuel 17, there's a story of a giant called Goliath who came and confronted the Israelites for 40 clean days. I always tell the people that Goliath gave Israel 40 clean appearances. In fact, 80. Because he was coming twice a day for 40 days. And challenging Israel, everybody was afraid. Nobody had the courage to face that man. But then when David arrived, David saw something. David saw a giant intimidating the armies of Israel, which he viewed from the mirror of looking at them as armies of the living God. And then David saw the cowardness, the fear, the intimidation, the trembling that was on the side of the Israelites. What David saw inspired David's courage. Yes, there was what he had, but there was also what he saw. What he saw allowed him to say, no, I'm not going to let things stay the way they are. Now, my friend, you may have had things that can inspire your courage, but there are also things you're going to see them. There's going to be a place God will take you to. You know, God has spoken to you. God has given you abilities and talents and giftings and graces and instructions and things that must make you perform. And many people, God spoke to them 10 years ago up to today. They are still thinking. They haven't taken a step of action and courage. There are people God spoke to 3 years ago. They are still debating whether they should take the move or not. But if you come across certain things that you will see, those things will inspire your courage. God may take you to a very, very poor community struggling with life, and what has been deposited in you, what you see there, will just wake up what has been given to you. You'll say, with what I saw, I'm going to go to action. Regardless of what I have or what I don't have, I'm going to take a step of courage and go. You might see a challenge. You might see a problem. You might see, every problem is an opportunity. I hope you know that. In fact, every problem is a business. Dr. Miles Monroe, one of the people I listen to a lot, once said every problem is a business. You may go to a place and see a problem. You may go to a place and see people going hungry. That same problem can take you into courage to launch a business, to launch a program. You may go to a place and find the community is infected with sicknesses and diseases. That alone can launch you into a move, because what you saw is actually connected to what has been deposited inside you by God. So, for us to be able to tap courage and to gain courage, the first thing that can inspire us is the things we hear, the things we take in. So take care of the things you hear, take care of the things you take in. Number two, the things we see. What are you seeing? As you go to town, what are you seeing? As you visit people, what are you seeing? As you go to the community, what are you seeing? As you go to meet people, what are you seeing? Because what you are seeing can literally set you on fire and make you move from a flat tire man, a flat tire woman, and you can become so inflated and you go to performance and the world will say, thank you for coming. We have been waiting for you. Thirdly, the third thing that can allow us to have our courage jacked up and started out is the things that we are tired of. Have you ever come to a place where you're tired of something? Have you ever reached a place where you're tired? You have reached a place you're tired of that sickness. You're tired of that poverty. Poverty has worked on you until you are tired. And you are so tired to a point that that tiredness will provoke you into the courage you have been afraid of for the last 15 years. For the last 10, 15 years, when people talk to you, encourage you and tell you stuff, hey man, there is this in you. Can you take courage? Do this and do that. You're like, wait, I still have my time. Wait, you've been telling people, wait. God talks to you, you're like, God, wait, I still have time. But then you reach a point you are tired. You're tired of life, you're tired of the problems, you're tired of the rejections, you're tired of the pain, you're tired of the financial issues, you're tired of everything. And what you are tired of launches you to action. And you realize you can do what you were actually afraid of doing for a long time. In 1 Chronicles chapter 19, verse 13, I think I want to read something here briefly. I told you I may not read so many verses, but I'll try to read the verses that are worthwhile. In this verse, the Israelites were at war with the Syrians, and the Syrians had really been kind of disturbing them a lot. They had come to a place they were tired of this disturbance. The disturbance from the enemy forces coming against them was so much. There was a sense in which they were tired of facing these battles over and over. Now, because of that, look at what verse 13 says. Be of good courage. Let us behave ourselves valiantly for our people and for the cities and for our God. And let the Lord do that which is good in his sight. Let us be brave. Let us be courageous. We are tired. Let us go into this battle like valiant people. Let us give our all. Let us give our best. Let us give our everything. Why? We are tired of this thing. Why should we keep facing this thing again and again? In fact, if anything, let us give this battle the best of ourselves, the best of everything we can do. Let us give ourselves holding back nothing because we are tired. And let us give this battle the best energy we can ever give. You see, these are 3 points I've just talked about. They are the things that can let courage come into us. How do we gain courage? Please take care of these 3 points. There could be more, but for the sake of today's lesson, please take care of this. Make sure, number 1, you hear rightly. What you hear, if you notice the things you're hearing are the kind that is sucking energy out of you, stop. Change the environment, change the atmosphere, change the things you take inside, and begin to feed yourself with the things that can make your energy to be alive, that cannot allow the voltage of courage in you to go down. Number 2, make sure you see the correct things. There is something you can see today, it will kill your courage for the next 10 years. Avoid your eyes from those. Keep your eyes on those things. When you see them, your courage is fired up. Number 3, look around the things that you know you're tired of. There is something you're tired of. Are you not tired of your situation? Are you not tired of the way things have been treating you, life has been treating you? Convert that into energy. Convert that into a frequency of life. Convert that into a supply of energy that must take you to the next level. Convert that into a frequency of life that becomes your drive. Convert that into fuel that makes you jet out with strength. So, with that in mind, I believe you can be able to walk the road of courage and walk it successfully. Now, is courage important? Yes. I want to talk to you a few points about the importance of courage so that you can be able to really do your best and appreciate courage and destabilize fear. Because we have to intentionally destabilize fear. We have to intentionally mute the sound of fear. We have to intentionally paralyze fear. We have to attack fear. Because if you don't attack fear, fear will attack you. And we have to choose the way of courage. So, if we choose the way of courage, what is the benefit? What am I going to gain by living a life of courage? 3 points quickly. Number 1, courage keeps our convictions alive. Courage keeps our convictions alive. Let me tell you something about conviction. The conviction of a man is like an engine. A dead engine is not going to drive the car. You know that, right? An engine that is not functioning, forget anything coming out of it. So our convictions sort of play the role of an engine in a car, in a machine. So when our convictions are alive, when your conviction is alive, when my convictions are alive, a person whose convictions are alive is going to be strong, is going to be full of life, is going to be full of performance. You will look around, you can tell a person whose convictions are alive versus a person whose convictions are dead. You see, a person whose convictions are dead sees nothing more. I am finished. My life is over. For me, what else do I have? Where do I start? Where do I end? In fact, a person whose convictions are dead is just like a walking dead. He's still alive humanly, but that person is just a walking corpse. Because the inner drive that leads to things, that leads to performance, that leads to accomplishments, that leads to getting things achieved is dead. But when our convictions are alive, we are strong. We reason well. We reason with clarity. We see opportunities. Where others see problems, you see an opportunity. Where others see a door to run away, you see a door to enter. Where others are thinking this could be the end, you're thinking this is the beginning. Where others are thinking this kind of place, I think it is a risk to be here. Somebody else whose conviction is alive is seeing a risk, but a positive risk. You're seeing a negative risk that leads to destruction. Somebody is actually seeing a positive risk, if taken, can make him a millionaire or a billionaire. You see, what kind of convictions we carry determine the health of our life. So, courage is very important because it sanitizes our convictions. It keeps our convictions in the right place of health. In Joshua chapter 10, verse 25, I love to read some verses I believe are very important to read, and you can as well check them. You see, in this verse, the Bible says, and Joshua said unto them, fear not, nor be dismayed. To be dismayed is in other words to be discouraged. Fear not, nor be dismayed. Be strong and of a good courage. For thus shall the Lord do to all your enemies against whom ye fight. Joshua was telling the people, he was working on the convictions of the people. They have many battles to fight. They were going to fight many battles. God had told them to go to the promised land. And the promised land was not an empty land. The land was filled with giants. And those giants, Israel was going to face them. So Joshua told them, let me work on your conviction. Don't be afraid. Don't be discouraged. Let me sanitize your conviction. Let me work on your conviction. So don't be discouraged. Go there with full force and watch what the Lord will do to your enemies. And you know, without that, a person's inner man can just be lifeless. Have you met a person who begins trembling even before meeting the problem? Have you ever met people, they just hear a problem is coming. You see the way they begin trembling. They have not yet seen whether the problem is blue in color or red or yellow or white. They have not yet seen whether the problem is tall or small or fat or thin. Just hearing a problem is coming their way, you see the way they begin to tremble. Why? Because their convictions are not healthy. They are not nurtured. They are not fed with the right foundation and establishment. So, courage is very important because it keeps your conviction healthy. So please keep your convictions healthy. Yes, things will happen to you. Yes, battles will come your way. Yes, issues will confront you. But always make sure your convictions are healthy. There are going to be moments your business will frustrate you. It's not going well. It might not be going well. Keep your convictions healthy. Don't let that feeling of, hey, maybe now it's not. No. Don't go there. The business may not work. It's okay. Say to yourself, I have the mind to get this business up. I have the wisdom. I have the intelligence. Yes, today things may not be going well, but I know how I will fix it. The church is not doing well. The ministry is not doing well. Yes, I know people are leaving the church. The church is small. We are not having the best. We don't have resources and money to run the church, to run the ministry. Yeah, I understand that. But I have the intelligence. I have the courage. I have the creativity. I have the stamina to change the game. I know someday to come, what today seems not to be working, I will fix it. You talk positive things, my friend. You talk life. Talk things that matter to your inner man. Inject life. Pump courage. Pump zeal. Say to yourself, I'm in charge. Sometimes look at life in the eye and say, I am in charge. Look at me, I'm in charge. I don't care what you bring my way, I'm in charge. It may just look like you're acting something, but you are feeding your spirit man with something. And as you do that, you realize your convictions remain healthy and on form. If I use a sports language, you are on form and you can perform when you're brought to the pitch. That makes courage an important thing. If you leave that, you are going to be off form and forget about performing, forget about delivering, forget about becoming what you're supposed to become. That is the first point of the importance of courage. Courage keeps our convictions strong and alive. Number two, courage generates victory. People who do not have courage to try things don't win. You are not going to win by osmosis, my friend. There is something in biology called osmosis. You are not going to win by osmosis. You are not going to win by horoscope. You will have to get yourself up, go out and face your assignment. Go out and face your dream. Go out and face your calling. Go out and face what has been given to you eyeball to eyeball. Look at your assignment, look at your task, look at what has been given to you. Look at everything life gave you, what God gave you, what has been given to you. Look at it right in the eyes and tell that thing, I am coming. And whether you like it or not, you will be done and I will get you done. Watch me and watch my actions. You see, some people win just by, let me tell you something interesting. In the old ancient times, I may not take you into the verses of the Bible, but I can point it. In the old ancient times in the Bible, when kings are going for war, when nations are going for war, there is something they do. I don't know whether nations of today do this, but I think somehow they do. In the old ancient times when nations are going for war, there is something they do. There are people who are called orators and people who have utterance. And they will send somebody like that, somebody who will begin fighting the war with the mouth. The person will come and begin to tell you how they have already won the battle even before they have shot the first bullet. The person will come and tell you what his master is capable of doing, how you should be prepared of defeat, how you should already see the end of the battle even when the battle has not started. The person will finish you with the tongue just to inject fear in you, to tell you, we are coming and get ready to be defeated. In fact, we have already defeated you. They talk their victory before the victory comes. And somehow they will be correct. By the time the forces arrive, others already trembling of what they had. They're already afraid of trying. Now, something like that is the concept I'm bringing. My friend, life will not be easy. Life will never be nice. Life will not be something that will just be like bread and butter. Sometimes you have to confront life with so much. So, courage will give you victory. Courage guarantees victory because courage gets you out of bed, gets you out of your house. Courage gets you on the road. Courage sends you to your place of assignment. Courage makes you to sit in that office, in that desk, in that workplace, in that business. Courage tells you, I am the man, I'm the woman. Courage tells you, while I don't have this, I don't have that, I have something in my belief system, I'm going to make it. Courage makes you a winner before you begin the battle. Courage makes you see the end of the battle before the battle begins. Courage makes you to talk to your enemy and to your situation and to your obstacle and say, I have arrived, I'm in charge, get ready to leave way for me. Whether you like it or not, this is my way, I'm going to pass through. And indeed, based on what you talk, you will talk your way through. Because what you talk will edit your belief system. What you talk is injecting hope and life. What you talk is increasing the supply of energy in your soul. What you talk is making your feet to begin to take steps of action. What you talk is reprogramming you. What you talk is beginning to make you to see the value of the tools around you. You see, some people have so many tools around them, but because they lack the tool of courage, they see everything around them, they are trembling and defeated. You have a simple tool. Samson, only with the jawbone of a donkey, destroyed many enemies. You see, your smartphone alone can be a weapon of mighty victory. That laptop in your hand, that office, that power you have, that small asset you have, that land, you see, whatever God has given to you can be your tool of victory. But a person without courage will be trembling to death in spite of what has been given to him or to her. So courage guarantees our victory. You want to see victory? There is a password called courage. You activate it and it will begin to take you to a place. Because of that, many people have won. Some of the people who have done great things in the world, you may be wondering what is their secret. They don't have so much. One time I was talking to somebody whom I was trying to encourage. And I was telling her, it's a lady, and I was telling her, honestly speaking, she's more gifted than me in many things. More anointed than me in many things. But I told her, respectively speaking, the only difference between me and her is courage. And when I look at the things God has given me, it's like what has been given her is 5 times or 10 times. But you know what? She was afraid. So I was encouraging her and telling her, you know what? You can do it. Just log into courage. Apply courage. You'll be amazed what you can do. So courage is important because it does not only keep our convictions healthy and alive, it also guarantees victory. Thirdly, courage unlocks our potential. This is the last point. Courage helps us to unlock our potential. Let me tell you, let me look at you right in the eyes and tell you something. There are things you will never know you are capable of doing until you go out to try. There are things you will never know you have the ability, the skill, the talent. In fact, there is an excellence hidden in you. There is a greatness buried in you. There is something in you, the day you bring it out, even you yourself, you will be shocked that this thing has all along been hiding in you. And courage gives you the room to discover yourself. It gives you the chance to unlock your potential. You may not know you have a great business mind, and you are there being buried in a village or buried somewhere, and you're just thinking business is for great people. The day you go into it and maybe just get 1, 2, 3 tips, you will be surprised to discover you can actually be a master of money and resources. You may think ministry is for the champions, for the people you today call great men of God, and you have buried yourself down. You get into it, have the courage and start. Have your courage, begin that ministry. You talk yourself into it. Say, I'm not sure if I'm going to do like other people do, but I have courage to start. You know, when you take one step or two, you will discover things God buried deep inside you that are just waiting for you to take a step. So when you begin to take a step, you see, the people who are doing great things today, many of them did not know they were capable of doing the things that they are doing. But when they started the journey, they started to discover what they can do. They started to master their skills. They started to realize what God gave them. And then they started to upgrade themselves. They started to add knowledge, add skill. They started to sharpen their tools. They started to continue to increase. They started to explore what has been given to them and growing one day at a time. They started to take that journey process we talked about recently. You see, you will not discover yourself in a day. Some of the things God gave us, you will not discover them when you're lying on your bed. Some of the things, you are not going to discover them when you are just sitting in the back row and watching others. There are many things I do today I didn't know back then that I was capable of doing. There are many things today I do and I am upgrading myself in them every day. And many years ago, I had no clue that that kind of gift was in me. I had no clue that that kind of energy was in me. I had no clue that certain wisdoms were buried in me. But today, as I take steps of courage, I discover myself. I unlock my potential. And I keep discovering what life gave me and what I am capable of doing and what I can. And you know what I discovered? I realized that you can continue discovering yourself until your old age. Even in your 40s, in your 50s, you will still continue discovering great things God gave you. So, courage is very important because courage will help you to unlock your potential. There is a scripture I wanted to give here, maybe just quickly at the interest of time. In 1 Samuel 30, David had a challenge. David and his men went to fight. And David came back and they found out that an enemy force came and they swept the whole camp. David's wives, David's children, the wives and the children of all the men who went to fight with David, everybody was carried. Now, when David found that, David was broken. David was discouraged. And when David was discouraged, David didn't know what to do. And David didn't know whether he could face that battle. And to make it worse, the men David had gone to fight with the pain that their wives and children whom they left behind as they joined David were carried by enemies, they got angry, they wanted to stone David. David was discouraged. David didn't know what to do. But then verse 30 of verse 6 of 1 Samuel 30, 1 Samuel chapter 30 verse 6 says David encouraged himself in the Lord. David encouraged himself. And when he encouraged himself, he went to God and asked God, now what do I do? I don't know what I can do in this battle. David, having encouraged himself, when courage entered into David, God told David, go after these enemies, pursue them, overtake them, and you will recover it. David went after those enemies, and David was not sure if he could recover everything, but do you know what? At the end, David was actually capable of hitting those enemies and recovered everything 100%. You know, there are certain things you will not know you are capable of doing until you take a step of courage. Today, in the words of wisdom, I just want to sharpen your courage. I want to equip your courage. I want to destabilize fear and empower courage. I want to cripple the foundations of fear in your life, viewer. And I want to inject in you life. I want to pump life in you because I believe in you. I believe in you doing great things. I believe you are a great contributor. And I believe somehow, somewhere, one day by chance, I will be a beneficiary of what has been given to you. But I won't benefit if you don't take up your courage. Your people will not benefit. The world around you will not benefit. People will not get anything until you take up your courage. And until you inject life, until you allow the supply of energy to your inner man to increase so that your voltage of performance goes higher, you will not be a contributor in this generation for anything. And we will bury you without any record. I refuse to be buried without achieving anything. In fact, I want to be buried when I've done something tangible in my generation. Even if it may not be 100%, but at least when I will be in the grave, let it be said that this man at least did 1, 2, 3, which we can point to. And that cannot happen when we don't have courage. I believe in you. I believe in the gift of God given to you. I believe in the talents given to you. I believe the world is better when you take your place. But that requires courage. As I summarize, I always love to summarize. How can we gain courage? How can we access this courage? 3 things. Listen to the right things. There are things that deplete courage, but listen to those ones that increase courage. Number 2, let your eyes see the things that can give you courage. Anything you know puts fear in you, get away. Let your eyes watch those things that can add courage. Number 3, those things you're tired of, translate them into courage. I am very sure there is something in your life you're tired of. There are issues in your life you're tired of. I may not know what they are, but you know them. You translate those things into courage. And is courage important? Very yes. Very true. It is yes. The answer is a big yes, a capital yes. And what are the importances so that we can put it as something we don't take lightly? I gave you 3 points. Number 1, courage will keep your convictions healthy. Please don't infect your convictions. They are the engine of your performance. Let your convictions stay intact. And the stronger your conviction, the better your conviction, the greater your opportunities of victory. Number 2, courage will just unlock you into your victory. It guarantees your victory. It has the password to lock you into your victory. Many people have been buried without achieving what they were born to achieve just because they lacked the courage. You just log into courage. The world will celebrate you. And God will celebrate your courage to do what He gave you to do. And finally, courage will unlock your potential. There is so much given to you by God, so much given to you by life. Don't make a mistake of saying who you are today is all you are. Let me repeat that and say it again, because that statement is in capital letters. Don't make a mistake of saying who you are today is all of who you are. There is so much about you you have never discovered. So much about who you are you have never explored. Continue unlocking your potential. Continue growing yourself. Continue injecting courage. And if 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 2 years from now, 30 years from now, you will be amazed of what you have given to the world as your contribution and as your arrival in this world. I want to thank God for you. Thank you for listening to this. I hope this has added your courage. And if you have been down, as we end this show, get up and say to yourself, yes, I'm back on road and I'm going to begin it again. God bless you. This program comes to you every Monday and Thursday here in Lighter TV, a great TV station right here in Koboko. Please subscribe, and when you subscribe, any good thing taking place in Lighter TV will not bypass you. See you again. May God bless you. Have great courage and have the opportunity to win. God bless you.
It has been nice.